If something is important enough, you should try even if the probable outcome is failure. You should take the approach that you're wrong. Your goal is to be less wrong. You get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of problems you solve. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop, where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. It is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. I think it would be great to be born on Earth and die on Mars. Just hopefully not at the point of impact. Constantly seek criticism. A well-thought-out critique of whatever you're doing is as valuable as gold. No, I don't ever give up. I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated. If you need inspiration, don't do it. I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad. Any product that needs a manual to work is broken. I take the position that I'm always to some degree wrong, and the aspiration is to be less wrong. One of the really tough things is figuring out what questions to ask. Once you figure out the question, then the answer is relatively easy. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. One of the biggest mistakes we made was trying to automate things that are super easy for a person to do, but super hard for a robot to do. I could go and buy one of the islands in the Bahamas and turn it into my personal fiefdom, but I am much more interested in trying to build and create a new company. Every person in your company is a vector. Your progress is determined by the sum of all vectors. If you buy a ticket to hell, it isn't fair to blame hell. Life needs to be more than just solving problems every day. You need to wake up and be excited about the future. I really like computer games, but then if I made really great computer games, how much effect would that have on the world? I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness, to make sure it continues into the future. Don't confuse schooling with education. I didn't go to Harvard, but the people that work for me did. I was raised by books, and then my parents. Stop being patient and start asking yourself, how do I accomplish my 10-year plan in 6 months? You will probably fail, but you will be a lot further ahead of the person who simply accepted it was going to take 10 years. Science is discovering the essential truths about what exists in the universe. Engineering is about creating things that never existed. America is the spirit of human exploration distilled. Working hard to make useful products and services for your fellow humans is deeply morally good. Education is basically downloading data and algorithms into your brain. My children didn't choose to be born, I chose to have children. They owe me nothing, I owe them everything. The only thing that makes sense to do is strive for greater collective enlightenment. In terms of the internet, it's like humanity acquiring a collective nervous system. Whereas previously we were more like a collection of cells that communicated by diffusion. With the advent of the internet, it was suddenly like we got a nervous system. It's a hugely impactful thing.